Okay, so if you've poured your heart and soul into mastering SEO for the last few years, you might want to take a deep breath because the ground is literally shifting under our feet. The entire game of how we get found online is changing, and it's moving away from just search engine optimization to something totally new, generative engine optimization.
So let's just get right into it, because you're probably feeling this already. You're asking, why is my content, my really good content, suddenly becoming invisible? You're playing by all the old rules, but the traffic just isn't what it used to be. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's not you. It's the entire search landscape being rebuilt from the ground up.
To really understand where we're headed, we first have to look back at the world we all know so well, the world of traditional SEO. For almost 30 years, there was a very clear playbook for how to win online. But that playbook, it's pretty much obsolete now.
For 30 years, we all knew the drill, right? It was about finding the right keywords, building up this fortress of backlinks, and making sure all the technical stuff on your site was just perfect. That was the foundation. That was how you got seen.
But here is the massive, tectonic shift. People aren't just getting a list of 10 blue links anymore and being told, hey, go figure it out. No. Now, generative AI is serving them up a single, perfectly summarized answer on a silver platter. The info they want is just there. No clicking required. And that changes everything, because suddenly, being number one on a list of links might mean you're not seen at all.
And please, don't think this is some far-off futuristic trend. This is happening right now, at a scale that is honestly staggering. Let's just look at the numbers for a second, because they really paint the picture here.
Let's start with just one player in this game, ChatGPT. Right now, it is answering over 125 million prompts every single day. That's not just a statistic, that's a gigantic global shift in how we find information.
And think about why people search in the first place. A lot of the time, it's to solve a problem. And it turns out, when that's the goal, a whopping 74% of those kinds of searches are now getting an AI-generated answer. People don't want a scavenger hunt anymore. They want the solution, and AI is delivering it.
And this isn't just happening on separate AI apps. This is Google, the big one. Google is already weaving AI into more than 10% of its search results, and you can bet that number is just going to keep climbing, fundamentally changing the DNA of the world's biggest search engine.
So this change isn't just about what we see on the screen. It's about how these new engines actually think. A traditional search engine is kind of like a librarian for the internet. You give it keywords, and it points you to a list of documents. But an AI engine, that's more like a dedicated researcher. It reads everything and then writes a brand new summary just for you.
This quote just hits the nail on the head. LLMs, that's large language models, the brains behind these tools, they don't just index pages the way Google used to, they deduce. They see the patterns across a vast ocean of information and create something totally new. They're not just pointing to the answer anymore, they are literally creating it. So if the whole game has changed, we obviously need a new playbook, right? And that, my friends, brings us to GEO, Generative Engine Optimization. To put it simply, GEO is the craft of making your content so clear, so trustworthy, and so valuable that AI systems choose you as a primary source. The goal isn't just to rank anymore. The goal is to be selected, to be understood, and to be directly cited in the answers that people actually see.
Now, let me be super clear about this. This doesn't mean you throw away everything you know about SEO. Not at all. GEO doesn't replace SEO, it builds right on top of it. It's like adding a new, crucial floor to the house you've already spent years building.
So what do these AI engines actually want from our content? Well, it really boils down to three key things. First, a structured format, so the machine can easily see the hierarchy of your information. Second, reliable, rock-solid facts, because the AI's reputation is on the line. And third, semantic clarity. That means writing so clearly that you directly answer the real question a user has in their head.
Okay, enough with the theory. Let's get down to brass tacks. How can you actually start winning with GEO? What can you do today to make your content more AI-friendly? Well, it all starts with how you write and how you organize.
First up, let's talk content and clarity. And the new golden rule is actually pretty great. Write for humans, not for algorithms. It means using a natural, conversational vocabulary. Instead of just stuffing in keywords, you want to become the most authoritative, in-depth resource on a topic. The real secret is to focus on the user's true intent. What's the question behind their search query? Next, let's hit on structure and trust. Because for an AI, they are basically two sides of the same coin. A logical heading structure is like a roadmap for the machine. But the real game changer is trust. You build that by adding unique value, like quotes from experts or your own original data. And, this is huge, you have to verify everything and cite your sources. Why? Because an AI is programmed to find and amplify the most credible information it can find.
All right, I know this can feel like a lot, but how do you actually put this into motion? Don't worry, here's a super simple action plan you can use to start auditing your own content for GEO, like this afternoon. Here's your 3-step audit. It's easy. First, go to ChatGPT or another AI tool and ask it a question that your content is supposed to be the definitive answer for. Does it cite you? If not, move on to step 2. Pull up that page and evaluate it. Is it structured logically? Is it crystal clear? Are your sources obvious? And finally, step 3. Score it. You don't have to rewrite your whole website overnight. Just find the weakest sections and start there.
And to make this a habit, not just a one-time project, here's your long-term success checklist. Think of this as your new routine. Constantly check your GEO visibility. Always look for ways to improve structure, and keep an eye on how your brand is being talked about in these AI models. This isn't a fix, it's a new way of working.
So, as we wrap this up, I really want to leave you with this one thought. The name of the game is no longer about being one of the 10 blue links. The new prize is becoming the definitive, trusted answer that the AI relies on. So in this new era of search, the question you've got to ask yourself is this: will you be the source or just a source lost somewhere in the data? The choice is yours.